Saludos familia, les habla Jesús, su administrador del grupo Todo sobre Lucha Libre, y hoy vamos a tener una entrevista en inglés. Dos cositas que quiero recalcar. He tratado en YouTube de ponerle subtítulos en español, pero con extraña razón no me deja. Y pues vamos a aprender un poco de inglés, porque pues con el mismo amor que aprendemos español, pues aprendemos inglés. Hoy tenemos al luchador Bonesaw Will. Hello Bonesaw, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you? Also, let's talk about COVID-19. Does this have affected you on a mentally or physical way?
It has. I actually caught the virus about a month ago, and
Really?
I lost about 18 pounds in quarantine. I felt miserable, weak, but I'm getting back on track. I went from about 160 something to about 145 in 2 weeks when I had it, and it was bad, man. It was all bad.
Okay, right now, are you completely free of COVID, or maybe you can turn again into the COVID?
From what everyone's, my doctors and everything says that I should be immune to it for at least 3 months. So as of right now, I'm in the clear. So I'm still trying to gain that weight back because that was a lot of weight to lose.
Oh my God. Okay, what or who was the thing that made you think about becoming a wrestler? What or who was your inspiration to become a wrestler?
Oh, that goes 100% credit to my family. My grandpa was a huge wrestling fan. My tias and tios, not so much. Well, I have one tia that used to take me to shows, but I always joke with people saying wrestling was in my blood because my grandma and grandpa's first date was to a wrestling show out here in Provo, Utah, and they went and saw Killer Kowalski back in the day. So if it weren't for wrestling, I wouldn't be here. Literally wouldn't be here.
Okay, who trains you?
As of right now, I train at ASWA Utah under Andrew Sowell and Echo. And I've had training from other people like the Navajo Warrior. I've gotten training from Mercury Matt Yaden, from Brutal Bob Evans. So but my main trainers are Andrew Sowell and Echo, and they are hands down my favorite people at ASWA.
Okay, if you remember your first match, how do you feel coming into the ring? With whom do you have that first match, and do you win or do you lose that match?
So my first match was a gauntlet match, and I was nervous. I was so nervous. I was shaking, sweating, very anxious to get in there. And first person that I was in the ring with, he doesn't wrestle anymore, but I ended up submitting him and then getting submitted myself a little bit later on. So
how many years have you have on the wrestling business?
I've been half, so not too long.
Okay, can you repeat it because it did cut a little bit. How many years?
A year and a half. That's it. I'm still really green.
Okay, there's a problem. You can have 10 years and maybe you're not a good wrestler, and you have 1 year, maybe you are a better wrestler than the ones who have 10, 20 years. That depends, you know. Why the name So Will? Why that name?
So the Bonesaw was actually given to me by a former trainer, Big Vig. He did it as kind of a joke thing, and I just kind of ran with it. The William part came from where I kind of pull inspiration from my gimmick, which is from William Cutting in Gangs of New York.
Okay. Heel or face?
Heel. 100% heel.
Okay. And Lola. You know Lola?
Yeah.
Is she a heel too or a face?
She's a face. Actually, in the storyline we got going on, she's kind of been a pain in my side.
Is
Yeah, but
she's your friend or not?
behind the scenes, yes, she is. She's a really good friend of mine, but in the ring, no. She's in the ring, she's annoying. She's always trying to teach people stuff, and it's just aggravating.
Okay, I'm asking you because I was watching a video on the Lola Instagram, and she was like, I think this is an hotel room, and she was like desperate, like she was trying to talk to you. I mean, why? Because you said already that she's a face, you're a heel, that she isn't your friend. I mean, what is going on this video? Why is she so nervous? So like, hey, open the door, open the door. What's going on in here?
So the breakdown of that is I have her friend locked up in that room behind me. She's trying to help him out. He doesn't really get what's going on. He doesn't understand what I'm trying to do with him. And I have something that belongs to him that's really important. It's a little doll that he finds comfort in. So she wants him to have the doll because it comforts him. I don't want him to have the doll because it gives me power over him. He doesn't deserve the doll. He's got to earn it.
What's the name of that friend?
That friend's Josh Glade.
Mm. So she is only trying to help him by taking the doll that you have on the altar. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, she wants to take the doll from me just to give it to him.
So what's the purpose? Well, I mean, why do you take this doll? Do you want something from this guy? Do you want to change this guy? Do you want some kind of trouble between this guy and Lola? Do you want to, I don't know, maybe have a match with Lola? And one stipulation would be, okay, Lola, if you win, I will give you the doll back. But if I win, I will take the doll and I will have your friend too. I mean, what is going wrong?
So with the doll, the reason I want the doll is because that dude is the biggest guy on our roster. You know, he's 6'8", he's near 400 plus pounds. And when he gets the doll, he goes from this gentle giant to the Incredible Hulk. Like he becomes unstoppable. So if I could use that to my advantage, it's easier for me. You know what I mean? It's nothing that he can do. There's nothing he can't do. Then there's no one that can stop him when he has that doll. So if I can use that to control him, fine. Makes it easier for me. And Lola wants it.
Do you really think he will change from face to heel? Maybe because you have the doll, maybe because you are going to control him? Do you think that?
Do I think I'll change from face to heel? No way. Will he change? Oh, definitely. Because when he gets time with the doll, he goes from, like I said, he calms down and it gives him almost superhuman strength. So if he's separated from the doll long enough, he kind of becomes a deranged animal, and animals need to be controlled.
So what you're trying to tell me that Lola had some kind of control with this guy?
No, she wants him to have the doll. She just wants him to be happy and be safe and be of sound mind. And I don't care if he is or not.
Okay. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe you can have, like I said, maybe you can have a match. The stipulation would be, okay, Lola, if you win, you can have the doll. I mean, because aren't you trying to say that you're a little bit afraid of this guy, and that's why you have this doll, so you can control him, he can attack you, he will not have a match with you? Are you trying to say just a little bit that maybe you're a little afraid of him?
No, I'm not afraid of anybody. I don't care how big anybody is compared to me. It's really just to make my life easier. See, he owes me partners, and he cost me my tag team championships. So if I have him by my side, no one's going to want to step to me. No one's going to want to mess with somebody who's got, a near 400-pound psychopath on their side.
Will you
And it
feel
just,
will you feel bad if this guy attacks Lola? I mean, she looks so nice. I mean, how do you feel? How would you feel if you saw this giant attacking Lola? I mean, wouldn't you feel bad? Wouldn't you feel like, oh, look what I
I,
have done?
I, I would find it funny, because the only reason I'm going to have him attack her is if she gets in my way. And that's something she's been doing quite often, and it's starting to get on my nerves.
Do you think that maybe Lola is afraid that if you have control over this guy will face Lola, and that's why she wants to like help him, but she really is helping herself?
I think Lola's more afraid of what I'm going to do with control of him than what he's going to do if he gets his hands on her.
Oh my God. Okay. Do you have any match with somebody that you could say, hey, this was a tough match. This was like he took the best of me. Can you name a wrestler that you can say this was a very hard match to me?
I mean, I got to give that to probably Porter Blake.
Okay.
Uh, he's really tested me. He's bigger than me. He's more technical than I am, as to where I just like to go in there, throw shots, and see who comes out on top. He goes in there with a plan, and he's a great wrestler. He's a great dude, but overall, he's probably given me my toughest match.
So far, have you win any championship? Because you say something about a tag team.
No. So what happened? Technically, no. So what happened was we had won the belts. We got the 1, 2, 3. And then Glade lost his cool, and he ended up hitting the ref. And the ref reversed the decision. So that's why he owes me.
Oh my God! So that's all the whole thing with the doll and all that. So he's
Yep.
the guy. Is Glade is the name of the guy?
Josh Glade. Yep.
Is him Instagram or not?
I don't think he is.
Okay. Facebook maybe? No?
Facebook, yeah. It's under
Excuse me, I didn't hear the name.
Josh Glade on Facebook.
Let me see if I can find him very quickly. Glade. Let me see. Josh Glade. Okay. Is this the guy?
That's him. Yep.
So this is the guy who supposedly have a doll. Right now you have the doll, and that's the way you can control him.
Yes.
What would happen if But suddenly, this guy turns on you, and it doesn't matter if you have the doll or anything at all. How would you feel?
I'd be angry. I'd be more angry than I already am because I mean, I've saved his backside so many times, and he can't do one thing for me, and that just gets me frustrated.
Vean el video de este caballero. Look at the video of this guy. He seemed very pissed off on this video. I mean, I don't want to face this guy on a ring, you know. I mean, you have the doll and all, but what would happen is Lola try to connect him and say, okay, you don't need a doll. You only need to take boss and, you know, have a match with him, destroy him. You don't think about that? Aren't you thinking about the possibility that Lola could talk to this guy and make him, you know, try to reason with him? Like, you don't need the doll, forget about the doll, just face boss and finish him.
You know, the thing about Lola and Josh Glade is they're both very simple minded. They think like a child would. And telling Josh Glade that you don't need the doll it'd be like telling a little kid that they don't need their binky or their security blanket. It doesn't make sense to them.
Okay, I understand. Are you independent right now, or do you belong to any company of wrestling company right now?
I am 100% independent.
Okay. If you have the opportunity between WWE, AEW, or TNA, which one would you prefer?
That's a tough question. I'd probably, because WWE's always been the dream, so I gotta go WWE.
How about Japan? Would you love to go to Japan?
Oh, I would love to go to Japan. I think that would be amazing.
And Mexico?
Oh yeah, Mexico would be fun too.
Okay. It would be great. I mean, a wrestler never stop learning, you know. Maybe you can go Mexico one day, maybe Japan, and you can learn more techniques and, you know, more move. And, you know, you only have 1 year. You can learn a bit more. I mean, it's very easy, you know. And right now you tell me that you're a heel, and I'm watching you on this video, and you look like, you know, very clean, very professional, you know, get out of here. I don't want to see you. I mean, you know, and Lola with this eyes like scared. I don't know if she's scared of you or I think I think she's scared about you because you have some kind of power that she didn't never expect you could have. Do you think that?
I think that's accurate. I think that's the mindset a lot of people have when they see me get in the ring or when they're in the ring with me is like, I'm not the biggest guy on the roster and I never will be, but I will bang it out like I am. I don't back down. And that's the mindset I've had my whole life.
This is cruel. I mean, I know you laugh a lot and you're having a great time, and you're talking about an offer he can refuse. I mean, what could you have at that devilish mind. I mean, you tell me that you hate Lola, and I don't know. To be pretty honest, I'm very sorry about Lola because maybe you're gonna use this guy to destroy Lola. You know, she's sweet, she's kind. Maybe she is not expecting this guy to turn against her and everything because a dog. I mean, can you imagine this guy destroying Lola because you will have like the doll like, hey, here is, hey, if you want to just destroy Lola for me, hey, hey. I mean, you're laughing, and I think that's the whole idea and all this. I mean, isn't that true?
I mean, in part, mostly because Lola keeps getting in my way. Like, that's it. She stays out of my way. She stays out of my business. She doesn't get hurt. But she keeps sticking her nose where it don't belong. Maybe she gets hurt. Maybe she disappears for a little bit. You know, it's all up to her. Like, is Glade really worth getting that badly beaten?
Okay, but
Is her
this is the other
friendship
room.
with that?
Is this room is of the guy, or this is your other room? Which other room is this? If this was your room or the other guy room?
That's my office. There's a
Oh,
radiator in there. I keep him chained. It's fine.
so the guy is inside there with you. I mean, I think that there's something about this because okay, Lola came running, but it doesn't explain how she knows that you were there, the other guy were there. I mean, I don't think this is going to be the last video we're going to see about this whole feud because I think that something is in your mind, something is in Lola's mind. Lola seems very worried. I mean, this is something that will become a little bit mysterious. You know, you saying capiche. Hmm, this is like something like, you know, I won't say
Yeah.
the word, a bad word, but like, you know, get out of here and don't bother me. You better get out, or it's gonna turn worse. I mean, this. I mean, I don't have words to explain you, but I know you're laughing. I know you're having a great time, and well, let's see what is going to happen. But I think Lola is going to suffer the consequences. I mean, something, or maybe the guy will be on the ring with Lola. Lola's going to try to put some stamps on him, and then the guy will turn and will attack you.
Glade would be stupid to attack me. Glade knows that every weakness he had. I mean, we used to be tag team partners. We used to be roommates. You know, we shared moments like that together. And I know Glade inside and out. I know Glade better than he knows himself. And for him to turn on me would be probably the craziest thing that he's ever done. And that says a lot.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, so I think we can expect a lot of this situation. You can go to see the video that I just put in here. You can go to Lola's Big Adventure. There's the video of this whole situation on Instagram, Lola's Big Adventure. Mi gente, si ustedes quieren ver el video, aunque es inglés, pero pues para que ustedes sepan de lo que estamos hablando, pueden ir a la página de Lola. Ustedes saben que ya yo le entrevisté, Lola's Big Adventure, ahí está el video, para que ustedes vean cómo el hombre aquí y that sounds like a mafia thing, like a fish, like,
Mm-hmm.
when you do this, if you saw movies, when you do this, you know, En español, ustedes saben que en las películas, los italianos cuando hacen así y dicen capiche, lo voy a dejar entre puntos. Solamente vean películas de italianos, de mafiosos, que cuando hacen así y dicen el capiche, lo que viene después, mi gente, lo dejo a su discreción. What can we expect from you 5 or 10 years in the future?
I mean, I'm just going to keep on plugging along. I'm going to keep wrestling. I'm going to keep on learning as much as I can. And hopefully one day you'll see me at our sister school, OVW. You'll see me Rocky Mountain Pro over by that time in 5-10 years.
I mean, you can start from down, then you can turn, all the way up. That's the whole reason you are in wrestling. You're starting independent, and then step by step, climbing and climbing. You could go to any wrestling company you would like, because the only thing you need to be is sure about yourself, sure that you can do it. It doesn't matter if you have 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You have to be sure about yourself. I always say that. You have to be humble. It doesn't matter if you're a heel or face. You gotta be humble and say to yourself, I need to learn more. I need to see more wrestling. I need to be on a wrestling match. And that's the way you're gonna learn. Some people say that because I play PlayStation games, wrestling game, hey, I'm a wrestler. No, that is not. Don't say that. No, cuando ustedes juegan PlayStation, no es que ustedes, ya yo soy un luchador. No, mi gente. It's just like when you're training, you're like 3 months, 6 months, then you say, hey, I'm prepared. 3 meses, 6 meses, ustedes no están preparados. Este caballero lleva apenas un año y está aprendiendo, ¿ok? O sea, no se crean que esto es algo tan sencillo, mi gente. Hay gente por ahí que se creen, y lo hemos visto, 3 meses, 6 meses y ya. Entonces se creen porque se paran a la tercera cuerda, hacen piruetas. Yo soy tremendo luchador. No se crean eso. You have to learn each and every day all the basic moves, everything. You have to learn everything. You have to learn how to talk on camera, how to express yourself. If you're a heel, you're not a heel because you say, "Hey, God damn you! Hey," and showing the finger. That's not simple. A heel. Look at this guy. He said, "Capiche." I mean, that's the point. If you're a face, you don't have to say, hey, here I am, hey, everybody, show me, hey. No, there's a lot of things you gotta do to be a face or to be a heel. Are you considering sometime to become a face, or you would not like it if you are a face?
I mean, no. With the cutting character, no way. There's no way that I could be a face. I could. You need to do when you're training is you need to be able to work, because you never know. Like, you could be healed, and then you get brought into another company. You're like, all right, we need you to be a face. Can you do that? And it's a little bit harder for me, but I can do it. It's no problem.
But sometimes I think that, okay, if you're in a company, you're a heel, and then a company called you to be a face. I don't know. You're gonna lose all everything you have done so far. I mean, that's why I don't like about wrestlers. I see you in the company being a heel, and then I see you in another company being a face. I don't like that, because then you're gonna say, hey, what the hell are you? Are you a heel or you're a face? Mi gente, yo detesto cuando en una compañía usted es una persona ruda y en la otra no lo es, porque usted pierde la magia. You lose the magic. You lose the essence. It's like when this man, let's imagine this man fighting somewhere without a mask, then going to another wrestling promotion, he fights with a mask, with all the moves, without mask. I mean, what the hell? te pones una máscara, luchas con máscara, pero haces los mismos movimientos cuando estás sin máscara. Entonces tú dices, adiós, pero esto no es fulano. It's not boss, I mean, it's the same. He moves the same, he talks the same, but here he is with a mask. I don't understand that. Well, boss, I really appreciate your time here. Do you enjoy the
For
interview?
having me. I did. I thank you for the first interview. So I appreciate that. And thank you so much for having me on.
Last question. You don't think Lola could have the power to change you?
No. No way. Ain't no
Sure?
woman changing me. I am positive. Ain't no woman changing me. Ain't no person changing me. I am who I am. And if you don't like it, get out of my life.
Okay. I'm going to be expecting more videos about this whole situation, about Lola's trying to help his friend, or what are you going to do with all this capiche thing? I really like that part because every time I saw it, I saw like a very mean guy, like capiche, and then turn away, closing the door, like get out of here. I mean, I love it. I really love it. I'm not saying this because you're here, because I I have watched this video so many times and I enjoy it. I enjoy it because I mean, it show your mean side, show like I hate you, get out of my life, and then that capitling, yeah, turning your head, getting on and closing the door. I mean, I don't know if this kind of turn me into a bad person too, but I like it. I like what you do on those videos. That's why I'm going to be expecting more videos of you showing Lola a lesson. I'm sorry, Lola. I'm sorry, but it's true. I want to see. I want to see if this guy. What is he going to do with the doll? What is he going to do with this guy? What is he going to do with you? Sorry, Lola. That's it. True. Bueno, mi gente, esto ha sido todo hasta el momento. Pendiente a más entrevistas. Thank you very much. I'm going to be and never change. You're very humble and you really are a great guy. And I hope that if someday you turn into WWE, AEW, TNA, never change. Always remember the good people that always help you, that always interview you, that always was with you. That's the main point of wrestling. Never forget. Never forget, because I know that some company will say, okay, you can interview me because you have to talk with the management and you have to talk with the company. I can understand that. But if I approach you and say, boss, do you remember the time I interviewed you? I don't want you to say like, I don't remember, I'm now in TNA, I'm now in AW. Who the hell are you? Like that kind of thing on people. And I know that I see great things on you, man. I really see more, and I don't know, maybe you can turn it to some kind of mafia character. I think that would be great. Like, you should see more mafia movies and try to emulate those scenes, and maybe you can turn like more Italian. I mean, you already start with the capiche scene,
Yeah. Yeah.
try to study the Italian mafia thing, try to dress like them. I mean, just an idea, just an idea.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
think about it, and maybe you will be great. Like, oh, what the hell happened with us? Well, I'm a mafia guy, and what the hell with that? Fish. This is my new me. I've changed. Well, thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day. And this is not going to be the first and the last interview that we're gonna have with you. And I really appreciate your time. Really. Do you have some last word you want to say to the people?
Yeah. The ASWA Utah Devotion Championship Wrestling. We're on Amazon Fire. Fight TV on Thursdays, Utah CW30 on Sundays, and make sure you follow me on Instagram at Bonesaw Will.
Okay. This is the Instagram page. It says George
Yeah,
Martin.
Bonesaw.
Do you have any Latin root?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Do you speak Spanish fluid or not?
No, no, my grandparents never taught me, unfortunately.
Because I saw the Martinez and I say, this guy have to have some Latin roots on him, but maybe he doesn't. He's like Lola. Lola, she have some Latin roots, but she didn't speak Spanish well. So I was like, okay, maybe you're
Yeah.
not learn. Maybe you didn't learn Spanish or something like that. And she told me, yeah, that's the problem, because when you say, oh, the Martinez, you say, this guy was supposed to speak Spanish. And then the guy said, no, like you say right now, no, I haven't, practiced my Spanish and all that. But really,
Yeah.
I have a great time with you. And I'm going to be expecting more videos about this whole situation. Mi gente, todo ha sido todo por el momento. Será hasta la próxima entrevista. Gracias.
Thank you.